Imagine reaching into your pocket and pulling out a small copper coin that most people would ignore. A coin that looks ordinary, worn and common, yet collectors across the world are quietly searching for it because, in the right condition or with the right tiny detail, that same coin could surprise you with a value far beyond 2 pence. Today we are talking about a United Kingdom 2 pence coin from the year 2001, featuring the famous portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a coin that millions of people have seen but very few have truly looked at closely. And that is where the mystery begins. Most people believe rare coins must be ancient or made of gold, but the truth is much more surprising. Sometimes a modern coin, sitting in a jar or hidden in a drawer, can become one of the most wanted pieces among collectors, simply because of small details, minting differences or historical significance. And the 2001 British 2 pence coin is a perfect example of this quiet treasure. To understand why collectors are interested in this coin, we first need to travel back to the history behind it, because every coin tells a story not only about money but about a nation, its monarchy and its people. The United Kingdom has one of the longest and most fascinating coinage traditions in the world, and at the center of that tradition, during the late 20th and early 21st century, stood Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait appeared on British coins for more than 70 years, making her the longest serving monarch ever to appear on circulating currency. The portrait used on the 2001 2 pence coin was created by sculptor Ian Rank broadly, and it shows Queen Elizabeth wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The portrait looks elegant, confident and timeless, and it became one of the most recognized coin portraits in the world. On the other side of the coin, the reverse design features the badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 feathers emerging from a coronet with a ribbon carrying the famous German phrase ICHDN, which means I serve. This design has appeared on British 2 pence coins for decades and represents loyalty, duty and the long tradition of the British royal family. At first glance, the 2001 2 pence coin seems extremely common. Millions were produced by the Royal Mint and circulated widely throughout the United Kingdom, meaning that most people spent them without a second thought. But collectors know that sometimes the true story hides in the smallest details. Some 2001 2 pence coins were struck with slight minting variations that make certain pieces more desirable among collectors. These differences may include unusual strike quality, off-center impressions, or subtle die variations that only experienced collectors notice. Even more interesting is the fact that coins from the early 2000 era were produced during a time when coin collecting was rapidly expanding worldwide, especially in the United States, where collectors began paying more attention to foreign coins with historical significance. American collectors are often fascinated by coins featuring famous historical figures, and Queen Elizabeth II is one of the most recognizable leaders of the modern era, appearing not only on British coins but also on coins from Canada, Australia, New Zealand and many other nations. Because of this global recognition, coins featuring her portrait often attract collectors who want to own a piece of history connected to one of the longest reigning monarchs in human history. Now here is where things become truly interesting. While most 2001 2 pence coins are worth only their face value, certain examples in exceptional condition can sell for many times that amount, especially if they are uncirculated, meaning they were never used in everyday transactions. Coins that remain bright with sharp details, clean edges and no scratches can attract serious collectors who are always searching for the best possible example of a particular year. Professional coin grading services sometimes assign these coins very high mint state grades, and once a coin receives a top grade, its market value can increase dramatically because collectors compete for the highest graded examples. Another reason collectors pay Attention to the 2001 2p coin is the copper-plated steel composition used during this period earlier. British 2p coins from the 1970s were made from solid bronze, but later coins changed composition, which makes the earlier and later versions feel slightly different in weight and appearance. This change in materials is one of the many reasons coin enthusiasts study each year carefully, because differences in composition, production, and minting technology create unique chapters in the story of modern coinage. Some collectors also search for coins with striking errors, and while they are rare, they do happen. Occasionally during the minting process, an error coin may show doubled letters, misaligned designs, or unusual surfaces, and when such errors appear on modern coins, they can become extremely desirable. Imagine discovering that a coin sitting unnoticed in your change jar actually contains a minting error. That only a few examples share that moment is what drives collectors to search through thousands of coins, hoping to find the unexpected. Across online marketplaces, auctions, and collector forums, people regularly trade and discuss coins like the 2001 British 2p, sharing photos, comparing details, and debating which variations might become the most valuable in the future. And this is where the excitement grows, because the world of coin collecting is not only about current value but also about future potential. Many coins that once seemed ordinary later became highly sought after as time passed, and surviving high-quality examples became harder to find. Think about how many 2p coins were spent on everyday items: coffee, newspapers, bus tickets, and groceries. Most were scratched, worn, and damaged through years of circulation. But a few lucky pieces survived, untouched, hidden in collections, drawers, or sealed in coin sets waiting to be rediscovered. Those preserved examples are the ones collectors dream about finding, because condition is everything in the numismatic world. A coin that looks almost new even after 2 decades can stand out immediately for viewers in the United States. There is also another fascinating reason to pay attention to this coin. Foreign coins have become increasingly popular among American collectors, especially those featuring major historical figures and iconic designs, and Queen Elizabeth II is without question one of the most recognizable figures ever placed on a coin. Owning a British coin from the early 21st century allows collectors to hold a small physical connection to global history, the British monarchy, international culture, and the long tradition of the Royal Mint, which has produced coins for more than 1,000 years. Another surprising fact about British copper coins is their distinctive color. That deep reddish tone, created by copper plating, gives the coin a warm, classic appearance that stands out compared to many modern coins made from silver-colored metals. When collectors photograph these coins under good lighting, the rich copper shine often makes them look far more beautiful than people expect from such a small denomination. Now imagine opening an old coin jar inherited from a relative, or finding a small box of foreign coins purchased during a trip to Europe, and among them sits a simple 2001 2p coin. Most people would overlook it, but a curious collector might pick it up, examine the portrait, check the edges, study the strike, and realize that this ordinary coin might actually be a perfect uncirculated example. That moment of discovery is what makes coin collecting so exciting. The idea that hidden value can exist in the most unexpected places. The truth is that coins like the 2001 British 2p remind us that value is not always about gold or silver. Sometimes it is about history, condition, rarity, and the passion of collectors who appreciate the stories behind these small metal objects. Every coin passes through many hands during its life. Buying food, paying for transportation, moving through markets and shops, and over time each one becomes a silent witness to everyday history. So the next time you see a British 2p coin, especially one dated 2001 featuring Queen Elizabeth II, take a Closer look, hold it under the light. Examine the details and imagine the journey it has taken since leaving the Royal Mint more than 2 decades ago, because somewhere out there collectors are still searching, hoping that the next coin they examine might be the perfect example, the unexpected treasure, the quiet surprise hiding in plain sight. And who knows, the next time someone empties a pocket or opens an old coin jar, that small copper coin could be waiting there, ready to reveal its story to the person curious enough to look a little